Hi, this is Margo. This is Wednesday evening, January 29th, 2020. And we've got new methane data from CAMS. We've got it for today. I've got the movie loaded up and ready to go. We're looking at the Arctic view and surface level. And I'm not feeling well at all. I had an allergic reaction to the allicin that I took last night, and I am allergic to sulfur, and I didn't realize that it was all sulfur based, so I'm not doing that great today, but I'm here. I took one pill, and by this morning I was not doing well. Just has to work out of my system. But hope everyone is doing as well as possible. I have some thoughts about the coronavirus, and I posted them for my members just as a comment a while ago. We're going to talk about that too. But let's get the methane going. So here's where it left off on Tuesday evening. And we're seeing this high release near Severnae Zemlya, huge release, and then coming down west of there into the Kara Sea near Novi Zemlya. We're seeing this high release still off the coast of Alaska, and we've got these high releases in Russia again. Seeing a huge release up here. This is in Kazakhstan, and that's Russia there. Kazakhstan is right down here where we were seeing all that sulfur dioxide, and this still releasing, so it hasn't gone away. So what we're seeing is this methane is kind of multiplying in Wednesday, Thursday, and it and then it kind of runs itself out by Friday. There it is. Friday, it's running itself out, but I imagine that there will be a brand new release once that gets done. We're also seeing this high release in the North Atlantic off the coast of Canada, and we're also seeing a high release off the coast of Norway right here. It's just popping up, it's pulsing here and there. So methane is coming back. We can see that it's definitely coming back. I haven't talked today, so I didn't know how bad my voice was going to be. But what happens is I have asthma, and that stuff that I took, it's it's shutting down my passageways, and I'm all stuffed up in my nasal passages, and I don't have a cold. I mean, I don't have cold, or I don't feel bad, except for that's what's going on. So, you live and learn. So, I got definitive proof that I have a sulfur allergy. It developed several years ago, and I can't take MSM, which is sulfur based, and it's supposed to be really good for you. So, a whole bunch of stuff that's supposed to be good for you, I just can't take. And I also should probably not be eating garlic and onions, because that has it has the allium in it. Look at how high the sulfur dioxide is up here in Saudi Arabia. This is the Strait of Hormuz, and then comes up Persian Gulf. That's what that is. I always I've kind of blanked that out when I try and think about it. So we've got high releases still here in North America. There's something that's popping up here. There's a white, you're seeing white pop up. I'm thinking that's higher than what's on the chart. Did you see that? We're going to look at that in more detail in a minute. I saw it pretty clear on the global view as I was loading up these movies. So let's go to global view next, and then we can zoom into that area too. That's an area in China. So that's there it is. You see that? You see it popping up where my pointer is. Watch. There. It's I haven't seen methane do that. Well, I did see it down here in Australia when the wildfires were burning really hot. So that's not a good sign. I might put this video on YouTube as well, because I think people need to see this. It'll definitely go on Subscribe for my members, but I'm thinking I'm going to put it on YouTube as well. Let's go over to Eurasia, see if we can get it here. Let's see if it's right up here, I think. Now Wuhan is further south. It's down here. I haven't loaded up this movie, so this will take a second. Yep. Look. There are spots. You see like 3 or 4 spots where it goes white. And I don't know what that means, frankly. I don't know if it's so high that it's higher than the 10,000 parts per billion. But methane is running off the chart over in China. There it is, right at the end of the forecast period. Okay, here it goes. See? It's popping up all the way through this region. Here it comes. So that's not good. See, when I stop it, you can see the white there and there. And there it goes. Look, there are 2 spots there and there. So I encourage you, this is the Eurasia view. This is probably the best view we're going to get of this area. This is, I'm thinking, could be near Beijing. Well, Wuhan is down here. I'm thinking it's not Wuhan, it's north of that. But if they've got methane issues like this, then, you know, the environment's really bad over there right now. And it's not going to get any better. Oops, I missed it. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm kind of flipping out over that. Another thing I'm flipping out about, let's go back to global, and now let's go to 500 HPA. Here's 500 HPA. That's about halfway up in the atmosphere, where you can see all the methane coming around. And here's total column, and it's really high. It's super duper high over there, where where we're seeing the white spots. Now Wuhan is a little bit further down. It's on this line here. This, I think that's the 30 degree. 30, yeah. And that runs right through there. Yeah, runs right through where Wuhan is, so it's north of that. So one thing I was going to say, and I'll load this up while I'm talking, these, well, let me refresh and I'll get the right color ledger. 2320. Let's see if it goes white at 2320. A total column. I'm not seeing any white spots. I had a thought today while I was in the kitchen, and what if, you know, as a result of like planes stopping and transportation stopping, and you know, we don't know like how far spread this is going to be, as far as who all's going to be stopping air travel and things like that. And you know, right now they're shutting down air travel in and out of Wuhan, and they haven't shut down all the air travel in and out of China yet. But if for whatever reason this virus really gets pandemic around the world, and they do like shut down a lot of the transportation, what if that would take away some of the aerosol masking effect, and some of those aerosols and sulfates start falling from the sky, and then and that had been keeping it cooler, and then we go into automatic like 1 degree sea rise or higher, like Guy McPherson had said. And that could happen. And, you know, I just had this thought that what if this novel coronavirus is the beginning and could trigger the extreme heat and the methane bomb and everything else that could happen as a result of all of that, and trigger our demise that much sooner. You know, that came to me today, and it could, but because all of this is connected. It's all connected. So I'm kind of flipping out over here over that thought too, and I sent Robin an email with that comment. I said, you can use this in your blog if you want to, but it could, because anytime you change the balance, and even though it's a lot of air travel and a lot of trains and cars and everything that's going, if you have a lockdown, or if you have a huge reduction in the population, then there's going to be less industry, there's going to be less cars, there's going to be less air travel. Even if there's still people, even if it doesn't wipe out everybody, there will still be some people left. Not everybody's going to die from this, but right now it looks like the death rate is pretty high. The death rate is pretty high from what I'm seeing, and the infection rate is very high. And because I've been watching the Hal Turner stuff, and we'll see how it plays out. But I rescheduled my dental appointment to tomorrow so that I get that over with before mid-February, when it was originally scheduled. And when I went to the grocery store yesterday, I got the last box of exam gloves. So I've got several boxes of those and some different things. I've been ordering some things just to have, and just in case we can't get them, just in case later on, we can't get stuff. So, and this is pretty scary. So I recommend, if you haven't gotten your spiritual house in order now, it's either now or never, because we're looking at some pretty serious stuff. We're looking at dire things happening. It's already happening in China and in other places worldwide. I do recommend colloidal silver for you take it internally. You can I put it in a nebulizer and breathe it in, and through my nose or through my mouth, and that helps with my sinuses and my respiratory tract with anything that's going on, and take it internally. You can also spray it in the air. MMS, or it's also called WPS, water purification system, or MMS. That's like a heavy duty bleach solution that you can mix up. That'll kill pretty much anything. I've got my mask, I've got my gloves, and I'm going to stay in as much as possible, but we have to keep living, and in the end, God's in charge, and God is allowing this to happen. And in the Bible, in Revelation, there are plagues that happen, and there's much death and destruction, and this is what's been prophesied, and I figure I'll go when it's my time, not 1 minute sooner than that. And so I recommend everyone get your spiritual house in order, and I'm a Christian, and I recommend that you get right with God and Jesus, and because if this does trigger the methane bomb, and the extreme global warming is what I'm thinking is going to happen because of the lower sulfates and pollution going up as a result of the population going down, or the lockdowns, then we don't have long. We don't have very long at all. And if that's the case, the only thing that's important is spiritual, and what's going to happen to your soul, what's going to happen there. So that's my message tonight. I love everyone, and I'm praying, and I'm taking this very seriously. This is not anything to be taken lightly. So I love you guys, and I'm praying for everybody. So God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Good night.